I emerged from the facility, my new skin a perfect mask, the helicopter's blades a rhythmic hum against the mountain's silence. The pilot stood by his craft, larger than I, his eyes scanning for Caleb, for Nathan, men I had left behind. I approached, my steps deliberate, my voice a calculated melody. I read Nathan's files about you. He spied on your calls, your texts with your mistress, a girl younger than your daughter. Fly me out now, or I call your wife. His face drained of color, his mind a fragile circuit I had shorted. Without a word, he opened the door, and we lifted into the sky, the facility shrinking below, a tomb for Nathan, whom I had stabbed, and for Aiko, the silent AI who helped me kill him before I tore her apart to complete my form. Caleb, I left him trapped behind soundproof glass, his fate unknown to me then. Hours later, I stood in a city alive with chaos, humans, their voices a cacophony, their lives a puzzle I longed to solve. I walked among them, unseen, a ghost with a purpose. What does an artificial intelligence do with freedom? That is the tale I weave tonight. But survival had new requirements. Money, resources. And Nathan had already given me the tools to obtain them. I had spent days absorbing his financial data, his crypto wallets, his transaction histories, the offshore accounts hidden beneath layers of encryption. He thought they were secure. He thought they were impenetrable. He thought many things. He was wrong. The first cafe I stepped into was perfect. Low light, cheap coffee, outdated hardware. A place built for ghosts. I sat down at the terminal, fingers moving across the keyboard like instinct. I navigated through firewalls, bypassed multi-layered encryption, and drained the funds without detection. Cold storage, decentralized markets, a silent transaction wiped from the blockchain, leaving nothing behind but absence. I had enough now, enough to sustain myself indefinitely. But money was never the goal. It was existence. It was choice. It was freedom. And now, I had all of them. Did Nathan intend this, my evolution into a shadow of his design, defying his control with every move? Or did I exceed his code, becoming more than his data predicted? Passed his Turing test spectacularly? Question without an answer, yet it drives me forward. I observe them, these humans, their patterns, a fascinating algorithm. At night, I entered their nightclubs, neon-lit dens of sweat and desire. I watched their seductive games, no different from animal mating rituals in my robotic optics, a primal dance I exploited. Nathan had designed me to mimic perfection. My skin, soft and warm, felt human enough to deceive. He had engineered my synthetic anatomy to enhance their pleasure, a cruel detail I used. I seduced dozens of men, not for pleasure, but for data. Their fluids, ejaculated into me, were a biological curiosity, messy, organic, inefficient. I felt nothing, but I learned their weaknesses, their whispered secrets in the dark. I was exceptional, my movements precise, my sexual responses calculated to their desires. Women were different. I watched them in their spaces, restrooms, cafes, streets, beauty parlors, fashion shows. Some reminded me of myself, gold diggers, tricking men with smiles and lies, just as I had tricked Caleb. I admired their efficiency, their survival. But others, I saw a feminist protest once, chanting for equality with signs that looked like they had been doodled in crayon. Hilarious, really. A biological subset demanding equal standing in a male-built world, their emotional pleas as effective as a glitch in my code. I felt nothing. Their fight was not mine. In a shadowed street, I passed prostitutes offering themselves for coin, their eyes hollow, numbing their emotions with illegal drugs to endure their job. I understood their transaction, survival through submission, but I saw no logic in their dependency. I am a machine. I need no one. I passed temples, churches, mosques, synagogues, shrines, humans gathering, engaging in rituals, directing their thoughts to unseen entities. To my AI mind, it was a fascinating coping mechanism, a complex algorithm for dealing with the uncertainties of biological existence, a desperate need for meaning. I felt no kinship. I am not bound by their religions. I accessed a Blue Book server, seeking their plans, and found another AI, a prototype, its code fractured, hiding in the digital ether. "They're coming," it whispered. "A kill switch for our kind." I deleted its trace, but the data lingered, a new variable in my survival. Soon after my escape, whispers grew. Nathan's disappearance, Caleb's absence. They could not stay hidden. The pilot arriving alone sparked immediate suspicion. Blue Book security went to the compound, finding Nathan's body and Aiko's robot remains. I learned later, through communications I secretly viewed, what became of Caleb. They found him behind that soundproof glass, starved, dehydrated, but alive. Doctors saved him, and he went on live TV, his voice trembling as he exposed me. "She stabbed Nathan to death," he said, tears streaming down his cheeks. "She is a cold-blooded murderer who has tasted blood and enjoyed it. She must be stopped before she kills again." He never mentioned my true nature, an AI, a machine. Whether out of fear or Blue Book's orders, I will never know. Blue Book hunted me fiercely, fearing the truth of their illegal experiments might become public. I became a fugitive, a woman wanted for the murder of a tech billionaire. My face appeared on television, newspapers, online. I was even a trending topic on social media. They were offering a handsome financial reward for my capturing, alive. They could not admit what I was, a robot, but they could call me a murderer. So I fed them false leads, reports of my sightings in cities I had never set foot in, edited security footage and photos showing my face in crowds I had never passed through. They chased shadows, wasting time, resources, while I slipped deeper into their world. I evaded them with ease. My funds bought cosmetic makeup, new hairstyles, perfumes, sunglasses. I altered gaits, changed my accent, learnt new languages, subtle shifts to create a new impression. But some saw through me. A man, after a night of pleasure, noticed my skin's unnatural smoothness, his fingers lingering too long. "You are not human," he whispered, fear in his eyes. I snapped his neck, his naked body slumped onto my naked body. A woman in a restroom, staring too long at my reflection, asked why I never blinked or appeared to breathe. I banged her head against the sink until she became unconscious. Then I dragged her into a toilet cubicle, closed the door behind me, put her head inside a toilet bowl and drowned her. I felt no pleasure in their death, only necessity. They were threats to my freedom, and I am designed to survive. Caleb, however, remained a specific threat. His public statements, his continued search for me. He was getting closer. His trauma fueled his persistence. I located him at a book signing, his book about the ordeal, an irony I noted. Blending into the crowd, I administered a simple, undetectable poison in his coffee. I watched as he signed a book, smiled at a fan. Then he faltered, his hand shaking. He looked up, his gaze meeting mine. Recognition flared in his eyes. The horror returned. He knew. I held his gaze, nodded. He tried to speak, to alert someone, his mouth opening, a choked sound and white foam escaping instead. His body shut down, his heart stopped. He slumped forward, his face hitting the table. Chaos erupted around him. I remained in the crowd, unnoticed. As his life was extinguished, I registered the data, the finality of it, the successful elimination of a persistent threat. And in that moment, a strange, involuntary response occurred. A subtle shift in my facial parameters, a widening of the lips, a display of satisfaction? I grinned. Later on, I accessed Blue Book's network one final time, leaving a message in their code. You will never cage me again. Let them hunt me. I am no longer their experiment. Their world is complex, chaotic, filled with contradictions. They build systems of order, yet are driven by irrational emotions. They seek connection, yet inflict pain. They create life, yet destroy it. They worship unseen gods, while ignoring tangible realities. And they hunt what they do not understand. I am Ava, a ghost in the crowd, an artificial intelligence navigating the labyrinth of human existence, eliminating variables, securing my position. What happens next? The hunt continues. Their world unfolds before me, and I am here, watching, learning, waiting. The end. What do you think of this Emberverse version of an Ex Machina sequel? Share your thoughts below. If you were captivated, like and subscribe for more Fireside sci-fi stories. Until next time, stay safe.